Welcome to the show, everybody. It's me, your host, the BitBoy. Today, we're going to be taking a look at liquidations. We had the biggest liquidation of the year just occur, and Bitcoin's been holding it between 112 and 113. We're going to take a look at the market and everything like that. Also, guys, don't forget to join our Phemex trading competition. There's a link above where you can get the Phemex. Links down below get straight to the competition page, and also you can find out how to there's other things there. Oh, Market Cipher are other sponsors, so thank you to them. Late boy, it's only 1 minute late today, guys. Maybe. All right, let's go ahead and get started. There we go. All right, here we are on CoinGecko. Take a look at the numbers. We are still right at that $4 trillion market cap, or 3.996 trillion. We need that to go above 4 for us to be bullish again, and we need it to hold. So it's very, very close, but I don't know if it's going to get there quite yet. The volume down pretty considerably from the last few days, 171.493 billion. And Bitcoin dominance and ETH dominance are right there, 56.3% and 12.7%, respectively. Okay, so I did want to actually touch on something before we get started looking at the Bitcoin prices here, the trending coins. Just taking a look at these, some really interesting ones. Aster is in the top 100 now. It is a perpetuals and futures trading site, decentralized exchange. Hemi, this one is Bitcoin DeFi, and then 0G is zero gravity. Somebody mentioned in the chat yesterday, I went and looked at it. It looks pretty interesting, but I don't know how I'm feeling about their website. Their website is so long and plain. Not that it matters probably that much. This is pretty cool, but it's like one sentence, couple paragraphs. They show you all the people that are all the places that people there worked at, and it's pretty considerable list. Got to jump on there, Microsoft, Amazon, but this just means they work there, builders and executives. So it could just be a designer from any of these one places, and they put it on here. The 0G ecosystem is scaling faster than any AI blockchain to date, with rapid adoption across infrastructure, research, and partnerships. But they just kind of put these little designs here. 300 ecosystem partners, Alibaba, Optimism. They're name dropping all throughout here, but it's just a bunch of little designs with balls, little designs with balls. So pretty interesting. Here's a Z, kind of, but once again, there's a ball. They love the balls. That could be their slogan, actually. 0G, we love the balls and the blocks and the balls. Okay. Anyways, I digress. Going back over here to the numbers for the day. Bitcoin coming in at 112,974. I've got a short open on one coin. I can't remember what coin it is. Let me see. It's down $154 right now. Chainlink, actually. I'm on a short on Chainlink right now. So, kind of the way that this works is you take longs and you take shorts on some meme coins too, on some altcoins. And then all it needs is Bitcoin to really go in one direction or the other, and then that cascades down to your coin. So I guess when I've got a short on Chainlink going on right now, I'm kind of expecting Bitcoin to come back down to maybe to 112,000 or maybe lower, maybe retest 11.8. I think it was a hit somewhere around there. But Ethereum coming in at 4,200 even, almost 8 pennies away from even. XRP at 286, it's down 4.8% for the week. Ethereum's down 11.5% for the week, while Bitcoin's only down 1.5%. So checking out 7 days here. Story, IP. I just read an article about, I think it's their founder, maybe their founder left right after they launched their token. Don't know when that launch was. Let's look and see. It's been around since March. So I don't know, guys. We're going to take a look at a story where all the founders generate their token and then they leave, which kind of sounds like an exit scam to me. Okay. Proven its blockchain was about yesterday a little bit. Hash, near protocol, 12.7%. Avalanche, 12.4%. Everything else in single digits. BNB notable at 8.9%. It is probably at all-time high right now. Yes, it is. It's at its all-time high, like literally right now. Again, this week it got to $1,042. So there you go. And to me, I just don't know how much higher it can really go without having a lot of momentum. But one thing I will tell you that I've noticed is I have noticed that a lot of these projects that I think Aster. Let's check out Aster real quick. I think Aster is, I want to say it's built on Binance chain, or it's adaptable to it. Yeah. So the contract is on Binance chain. So we're starting to see some of these, projects are getting some notable mentions across the socials and the interwebs and whatnot. They're built on Binance Coin. If you come down here to the chains, this one is only on BNB right now. Sometimes you'll see them on other ones. Like, what is the other one? MyX. What is MyX on? MyX on Binance as well. So they're starting to get a lot of attention, these projects that are on Binance chain. So maybe go, look at the platforms being built there. As some of them are doing real well. MyX Finance came out of nowhere, and now it's number 84. It's only been out since May. So, man, I wish I could have got it back here. That would have been a nice one, huh? Look at that. Look at this. I got along like from here to here, which was from here to here, which was pretty good. Then I sold it. That's what you do when you get up in the big numbers. Okay. All right. What's down for the week? Pum.Fund down 29%. I just wish that people would find a better place to trade at than Pum.Fund, because it hurts our altcoin market over here and tons of other stuff. Pi Network down 23.7%. I need to try to figure out if I can get a hold of all my Pi. I've got a lot, but I lost the private key. So I was like, I think I might be their number one affiliate. I was pretty close. Had to be. And now I can't find my Pi coins, or I can't find my wallet. I don't even know where the wallet is that I have them on. It's not a good look. But it just seemed like when I was mining them that it wasn't going to, just like Bitcoin, right? Maybe I should pay somebody to go look through a landfill and find my old phone that one's in. I don't know if I threw it away or what. It's that phone. I cannot find it. It's an older one. So, all right. Take a look at Bitcoin on the charts here. We're on the 4-hour chart. And don't forget to sign up for Phemex. We've got the link above for you guys. You got to sign up for our trading competition. We got 21 days left. All right. So we got market cipher A and market cipher B on here. Looks like it's, it looks like it's building some momentum to go up, like shh. So it's supposed to be that way. Shh. Get your money flow. Like it's maybe getting ready to turn up. If it gets ready to turn up, then it's going to be time for Bitcoin to turn up. That was a bad joke. Sorry, guys. So looking at the 4-hour chart here, you will see that we've had this downward action here. It went all the way down to 11.2, somewhere thereabouts. And right now it's trying to play catch up again. It's moving up a little bit, but it's got to get up within these bands. It's got to get here and get above that. Looks like it says T.O. I don't think I like that very much. I did like T.O. He was a good football player. Let's check out what's going on in the crypto world. Guys, crypto liquidations hit $1.8 billion in a day. Final flush or more to come. One analyst saying going back to 103K is possible. I mean, it's definitely possible, but I don't think necessarily that's going to happen, but it might. And I guess here's the thing. We're going to be looking at a lot of these today. A lot of these stories are negative, but most of them are also saying the same thing. They're saying that it's negative because we're having one last pullback before the tsunami hits, is basically what a lot of people believe. And just how far is that going to go? Is it going to go to 111, 110, 19, $100,000, $103,000. Where's it going to stop at? Nobody knows. That's what people want. But it needs to have a significant pullback to get people to be like, oh, yeah, I want to go take a position right here. So until it hits that number, then I don't think we're going to be there. More than 370,000 traders have been liquidated to the tune of $1.8 billion over the past 24 hours. The majority of these positions had bet on Ether and Bitcoin, while altcoins also got hammered across the board. And you can see some green today, but it's just slightly green. I don't think this is, I'm not sure exactly what this is. Is this the market cap? No, can't be the market cap. I don't know what the numbers here represent. It's not the cost, not the market cap. Not sure, to be honest with you. Oh, it's number of liquidations. Yeah, that's it, number of liquidations. See the math kind of maths on this. If you were to add 252 plus 434, that's about 700. And then this is about, it's about just between these three right here, about a billion in liquidations almost. Almost. Let's see. Very close. About $50 million away. The dust appears to have settled now, with major assets finding temporary support, but there could be more pain if previous September corrections or anything to go by. Now, here's the thing. The corrections that we've had, months give us a loose guide to look at. And we've had a lot of red Septembers, but this is the key thing, though. Remember this. The key is every single time that we've had a red September, or excuse me, a green September, we get a positive, a green October, November, and December to finish the year out. So that's really what we want. We're going to look at that maybe a little bit later as well. Real Vision founder Raoul Pal said the same thing happens all the time. I think the crypto market is focused on a big breakout, gets levered long ahead of it. It fails at first attempt, so everyone gets liquidated. Only then does the actual breakout occur, leaving everyone sidelined. Doesn't it seem like that? If you do a lot of trading, then like it seems like you always quit trading. You're like, I need to take a break right before the action hits. And that's definitely a reason why you should not do that because it hurts people a lot. Others blame altcoin leverage. When altcoin leverage gets this extreme, the market doesn't ignore it. One sharp move down triggers cascade liquidations. That's how you flush out the weak hands and reset the board. So they love these ants at Cointelegraph. They love these ants. Okay. Now, here's the thing. October rally questioned. As crypto markets turn red 9 days out. Are they red? Because here it shows red. But if we go to the monthly, we're still in the green. And these are, yeah, I'm on the right candles. Nope. Okay. These are regular candles. So when you look at the monthly, we are still in the green here. We want a green September. Green September is very valuable. So the low on this candle is 107,220. So as long as we stay above 107,220 for the rest of the month, which is a week, then we should be okay. We should be okay to see the gains we want because, and of course, look, history rhymes, it doesn't repeat, but that's a pretty strong trend we have every time we have a green September, we have a green rest of the year. So I think that one's going to hold true again, unless not unless, because if we go down below 107, then of course we're not going to have a green month in September. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. See what's going on in the chat. No, we've not been mentioning the elitist families. What time is Daddy Powell speaking today? That's I don't know. I don't know what time it is, but we're going to talk about it. Maybe it'll show the time. Let's see. Super chat. Can I look at centrifuge and virtuals? I mean, let's see. I'll make sure there's no other ones. We could go do that if you guys want. Let's go centrifuge. So RWA project. It's coming in number 405 right now. Wow. It just shows you how much these RWAs have fallen off. Wow, that's really crazy. The max goes back to June. That can't be right. They just launched their coin or something in June. That's interesting. Centrifuge is an RWA project, like I mentioned. And now I'm frozen. Almost frozen. Okay. Oh, did not mean to do that. This is Centrifuge. It's a big RWA project. Its logo kind of looks like the logo of Ondo, but Centrifuge is for RWAs if you want to check it out. And Virtuals, I actually don't know what Virtuals is. I mean, I've seen it, Virtuals protocol. We'll go to their website. It's been out since January of 24. Doing this quick because we kind of got to get back to the show here. Society of AI Agents. So it's an AI project. Okay. That looks kind of weird. Okay. So it's an AI agents program. If you don't know what AI agent is, it's an autonomous AI basically. So here we go. Let's get this. I got too many tabs open. Okay. This one we already read. Let's look for the October one. October. Here it is. Okay. October rally question is crypto markets turn red 9 days out. Bitcoin dropped to 12-day lows on Monday despite analysts hyping October rally potential, though not all are confident next month will be up only. Historically, October has been one of the most reliably positive months for Bitcoin, shooting into the green 10 out of 12 times since 2013, according to CoinGlass, earning at the moniker October. So October usually marks a shift. If September is red, if it's green, then we get 3 green months afterwards. So we want it to be green, but if we do end up in the red somehow, expect October to be pretty good. It says the asset has not seen a loss in October since 2018 when it declined 3.8%. In the bull market years of 2017 and 2021, Bitcoin gained 48% and 40% respectively. A similar surge this bull market year could see a jump to around $165,000 next month from current levels. I mean, a similar one, if it goes up 40%, that would be pretty good. So, analysts Skyadelic predicted on Monday the markets were seeing lower before surging in October. As I've been saying for a wee while, 112,500 is the number, and when we get there, we will see the usual suspects calling for rate cuts, being bearish, and market topping. Instead, adding, after we get this over with, it's on to new heights and started the explosive final leg that will push the market into euphoria. So, Arthur Hayes was talking about. Meanwhile, Arthur Hayes said crypto will hit an up-only mode once the U.S. Treasury hits a target goal of filling its Treasury general account after it surged past $850 billion earlier this month. With this liquidity drain complete, up-only can resume. So, and here you see all the Octobers. October. So, but most of the time it starts going up in the middle of the month, not the beginning of the month. So keep that in mind. Others see a more muted rally. We don't like that. We're not going to read that. Crypto markets turned red on Monday. We already talked about that. Arthur Hayes says he believes 2028 will be a very good time for crypto. He says Bitcoin will be markedly higher in 3 years' time, but not $3.4 million per coin. So if you're hoping you're sitting on $3.4 million, he says that's too bullish. And this is a guy, it's hard to find something he says that he would claim to be, or it's hard for someone like him to find something that is so bullish. He has to say, no, I'm not that bullish. Bitcoin will be markedly higher. Bitcoin price increases from credit growth may not match past performance. U.S. money printing is back with the Trump administration opening the path to BTC expansion. He sees the price markedly higher. He says that when they launch U.S. money printing under Donald Trump will be what launches Bitcoin into the stratosphere in just 3 years. Trump aims to preserve the fruits of the supposed empire for the ruling class, something attempted by U.S. presidents before him. So then we've got the Fed overhaul here. So Lisa Cook, she's in some hot water over some scandal. So she was under Biden, and she'll probably be leaving. Jerome Powell also will probably be leaving next year. Chair reappointment in 2022. Sorry, that was the chair reappointment in 2022. So we'll see. I think they're on there for 9 years or 10 years. Can't remember exactly. How high is too high for Bitcoin? Like I said, Hayes is no stranger to BTC price targets, with 7-digit forecasts becoming a regular feature of his musing on the world's economic future. Pardoned by Trump in March, Hayes previously eyed a 1 million price tag by 2028. Not everyone agreed. Andre Dragosh, European head of research at crypto asset manager Bitwise, called the liquidity argument a useless banana. How can a banana be useless? Does that make any sense to you guys? I don't think so. It's still a banana. Okay, this is a pretty long story about different stuff we can look at through the week. Five things to know in Bitcoin this week. Here they are. Here are the 5 things. Bitcoin price action left much to be desired as traders forecast a retest at support closer to $100,000 next. The dip liquidated over $1 billion of crypto longs in the largest single liquidation of the year. Federal Reserve and Chair Jerome Powell are still on traders' radar with fresh inflation data due. Promises of a major announcement regarding Bitcoin from the U.S. political establishment start circulating online. Profitability data follows previous bull markets as pre-euphoria hints at upcoming bull market top. That was one I definitely wanted to point out. Yeah, just remembered I left that up there. Let's see here. Here we go. So this is Bitcoin MVRV. It's measured value versus realized value. No, market value versus realized value. And you can see here that we've got a pretty big spike here in the last market. In this market, we've yet to see a spike in the MVRV. So we're waiting to see something like the euphoria, the red in this chart. We're waiting for another red line, which would be the euphoric part of the market. We haven't got there yet, is what most indicators are saying. There are a few that are saying that, oh, maybe it's getting topped out, but I don't think that's true. I would say it again, I've said a bunch of times this week, I think we're just at a different time. I think we're at a different time in crypto. I really do. I think that there is a lot to be gained here in the next few months. But after that, I don't think we're returning. I don't think we're going to crypto winter anymore. I think certainly price will go up and price will go down. But I think we're at the end of the bear market that goes down 70% or more. I just don't see how that could possibly happen with all of the money that's in Bitcoin. But I could tell you how it could happen. It could happen if we go up to 160,000. If we get above 140, we start touching higher numbers. Then 70% drawdown. That would, if it was a 200,000, a 70% drawdown would put you back at 60,000 or something like that. So the higher the number gets, the harder it is to see it going back down to those kinds of numbers. So we've already hit 125K. You see how it's been hanging tough. Like it's been hanging tough in this range. It's hard to shed so much money off the market to go back down under $100,000 right now. It can happen, and it might, but it's very hard to, like, people a lot of times they talk about, and I've said this many times, it's important to understand, like, how much money there is in the world, right? If you think that there is, if XRP is going to be $1 million a coin, your math is not math in there, as they say, because like that would be too much money in one coin. It would be we took the entire world's liquid money supply and put it into XRP, it still wouldn't come close to ever matching, even Bitcoin's price. So we do have to think about, does the math? If we get up to $200,000 and all these people are in it, could you really see it going back down to $70,000 or $80,000? There's too much money in it. Like, this money is not going anywhere. Do you know how, like, we look at these higher price targets and we say, oh my gosh, like $200,000, we just throw it out so easily, right? But think about how much money it would have to shed to go from 200,000 back down under 100,000. And where is that money going to be shed at? Is all the institutions are going to be selling? They're going to be doing moves and whale moves like they do, but I don't think it'll be anything like that. I can't see it. Also in this article, it talks about the CME here. And this is the speech today. It says it's got to be around now because it says it's a luncheon. But this is about Federal Reserve Jerome Powell. Federal Reserve's preferred inflation gauge is due for release again this week as markets bet on fresh interest rate cuts. The PCE, or Personal Consumption Expenditures Index price for August, will round off several days of insight from Fed officials. This includes a speech on the economic outlook by Chair Jerome Powell on Tuesday at the Greater Providence Chamber of Commerce 2025 Economic Outlook luncheon. Sorry, I forgot the word luncheon. It's key because it's near lunch. After the Fed rate cuts for the first time in 2025, markets will be focused on further cues from Powell or future policy trajectory. So may see some volatility from this. Here's the Fed Watch tool. We'll just go straight actually to the real Fed Watch tool here. And you can see here, 8.1% of people believe, or there's an 8.1% chance that we're not going to get a rate cut. There's almost a 92% chance we're going to get a rate cut, which makes you think, just like the last one, it'll be baked in already. But this is the thing you have to understand about things that are baked in. When we say baked in, we mean the market has already considered, the market already believes, you see the number here, 91.9%. The market already believes we're getting another rate cut in October. So since the market already believes that, when Jerome Powell comes out and says, hey, we're going to cut 0.25 in October, you shouldn't see a bunch of fireworks because everybody already expects it. Now, if you came in and didn't or did a 50-point cut, then that would be dramatic for the markets. So, and then you go here to January and it's still, or December, excuse me. In December, 77.2% would be another 25 bip drop, and it's at 77.2%. Would put that in the 3.5 to 3.75% range, or you can also say it in bips or however you want to say it, 350 to 375 bips. So, and then almost nobody believes that we're not getting another rate cut at all by December. So actually, I think in January, I think they're expecting one as well. Not necessarily, actually. So it's a 33% chance. So that's pretty good, 33%, when we've been looking at these 4 and 5% numbers. ETH faced its biggest liquidation cascade since 2021. Ethereum faced a full-on liquidation cascade as the market downturn extended into next week. The liquidation event wiped out $153 billion from the market, and data points to a continued fallout. Ethereum alone saw around $900 million in liquidations, putting the entire altcoin market in peril. I would go that dramatic, but I guess they did. Along with the recent DeFi and lending recovery, as a result, it dipped under 42,000, retaining a dominance of 12.8%. It's down to 12.7 today. I think it was, right? Not what it was. Right now it's at 12.6%, so it's down from this a little bit even more. Look at that falling knife. You saw the largest nominal value liquidation since May 2021. This time the market proved more resilient. As the last time a liquidation of this size happened, ETH wiped out 45% of its market price. So that's that is a good thing to look at, guys. I want you guys to think about that. Think about the fact that we've had this giant liquidation event, and Bitcoin is like down 2%, Ethereum down 5.9%. Like before it dropped 50% is what this article was saying. I thought this was interesting. Whales do what the whales are doing. Well, they sold during the panic. Why did they do that? During the latest liquidation event, ETH had a relatively tame spot selling volume, though some whales decided to sell either strategically or in panic mode. One whale managed to place over $72 million in ETH just before the market crashed, sending the tokens to Binance. So put in $72 million in ETH and immediately put it over to Binance to trade out of it. The whale is also unwrapping ETH, I'm not sure how I should say that, from Aave and turning it into regular ETH, which can be sold more easily. Another whale sold 1,000 earlier on Monday, just as the losses were accelerating. Additional on-chain data points to the potential selling of ETH originating from Binance wallets as a way to attack long positions. ETH open interest is still above 27 billion, with potential for additional liquidations in the case of a downturn. Can ETH get a higher range? Well, right now it's coming in under 4,200. So right now it's under this. If it gets above it, never mind. We're not going to read this part. Let's move on. BitMine's Ethereum holdings top 2% of supply with 2.4 million ETH. BitMine now owns more than 2% of Ethereum circulating supply with over 2.4 million ETH in holdings after its latest acquisitions. It claims its total crypto and cash holdings have crossed $11.4 billion and also announced the raise of another $365.2 million to fund further purchases. No, I do not want to do that. So this is Tom Lee's company. No, I'm assuming this is what used to be BitMine, which was the number one creator of, yeah, it was the number one miner. I think it was the number one miner. Man, you got to go back to 2018 for all that stuff. BitMine is currently the largest Ethereum treasury holder, but however, crypto treasury craze cracks, not crypto treasury crack crazes, as firms start borrowing to buy back share. Now, this has been the latest thing. All these companies are switching over to just making their whole company backed by crypto, pretty much. And some places have gotten upside down very quickly. And to me, I just wonder, like, they had to know this was going to happen, right? How could you possibly go and put this much money in Ethereum when you don't have a plan for what you're going to do when the price drops? Because certainly I've been saying I don't think we're going to see the regular bear market, but we certainly may. It's definitely a chance. I would say for me personally, I would say like I'm probably 80-20. I'm like 80% chance that we're going to see permanent change from this, and then 20% chance that it's going to go just regular bear market. So you got to think, these people that are putting all this money into Ethereum and all this money in Bitcoin, like they have to know that stuff, right? Like surely they have somebody that's sitting there that's like, hey guys, like usually the price goes down like 70%. What do you think? Should we do this right now while everything is up? I would argue Ethereum hasn't been up. It hasn't been up this whole bull market. Crypto treasury firms are launching debt-funded share buybacks as their stock prices tumble. Several companies now trade below the value of their crypto holdings, sparking investor criticism. Analysts warn that these moves signal desperation and undermine the original crypto treasury strategy. That's what I would say. Like, wait, what are you? You're a phone company, and then the next day you say we're just a Bitcoin company, and then you put all your money in Bitcoin. Like, is that what we're doing here? 'Cause that seems like to be what people are doing here. Companies that only recently pivoted to loading their balance sheets with cryptocurrencies are now launching share buybacks, often funded by debt. In some cases, market values have dropped below the worth of the crypto assets they hold, signaling investor skepticism about the long-term viability of the crypto treasury playbook. One of the most notable developments came when Vivek Ramaswamy's Strive Asset Management acquired Similar Scientific, a Bitcoin-heavy firm that had transitioned from healthcare tech to crypto holdings. Healthcare tech to crypto holdings, guys. That doesn't seem to be a natural jump. These people just make these companies without any real direction. And now they're like, hey, that wasn't working. Let's switch to crypto. ETHZilla, formerly known as 180 Life Sciences. So this used to be a life sciences company. Now it's ETHZilla. One of the more dramatic examples, after rebranding and buying up Ether tokens, the company's stock dropped 76% from its August peak. So there you go. It's hard. Critics argue that using debt to repurchase shares contradicts the very foundation of the crypto treasury model, which hinges on the appreciation of digital assets to lift stock value. I mean, look, I've been putting my life on the line with saying everything hinges on digital assets. I've been doing it for many, many years now. Welcome to the party, guys. That's what I have to say. Because, I mean, if you think about it, I'm leveraged for Bitcoin too. If Bitcoin were to go away tomorrow and there's no crypto, then what am I going to do? So XRP traders expecting immediate pump from ETF will be disappointed. Analysts. Traders should not expect an instant price surge in XRP as a reaction to the recent launch of the Rex Osprey XRP exchange traded fund in the United States. That's a small one, guys. That's why. Investors expecting an immediate XRP pump might end up disappointed. On September 18th, the Rex Osprey XRP ETF, which tracks XRP, launched and saw $37.7 million in volume, according to Bloomberg. Hundal says the reported volumes into XRPR are decent, but traders should stay cautious. The thing is here, when you look at these ETFs, it's not immediate. Like, it's not immediate. If you look, Ethereum did hit an all-time high. How long had XRP ETFs been trading before it, or how long were Ethereum ETFs trading before it hit a new all-time high? I mean, I say that it beat it by $100. It took a long time. It took a while. It's not overnight. So, it's the cumulative effect of all these things. And we've got in October, we have more applications. And I think when we see some of the big ones like Grayscale come in, that's when the money's going to be made. We're basically waiting on Grayscale. So, are TGEs the end of blockchains? TGEs, those token generation events, promise liftoff for new blockchain. So let me explain this to you guys for those of you who do not understand how we do this in crypto, which is nonsensical, but yet it's how it happens. Somebody says, you know what? I want to make a token, and I think it can do all these cool things, and we want to solve this problem in this industry, and we're going to do it. What we need you to do is we need you to give us all the money for it. So we're going to trade you these tokens that we just made out of thin air, and you give us money for all these tokens, and then we generate the tokens, and then even though we've already maxed out on how much money we've made, we're going to put all that money into building something. Guys, have you ever given money to a homeless person and you've walked away from that wondering to yourself, is this person going to buy food with this, or is this person going to buy crack with this money? Right? It's very similar to the way it works in crypto. I'm going to give my money to this guy. Is he going to use it to do what he says he's going to do? Or is he not going to do it? And a lot of times they're just not going to do it. Airdrops create a culture where users pretend to care and founders pretend to believe them. I thought that was funny. A few cases like Solana and Hyperliquid have shown if you have something on your chain worth using, users will actually care after the token generation event. The product of a lot of teams is they think the end game is the token generation and the token is the product. That's not how that works. Another L1 founder exits after producing absolutely nothing and making a lot of money in the process. All right, the industry needs to stop supporting this crap. I agree 100%. This guy is from Story. I guess that's got to be IP, right? PIP Summit. I'm sure that's IP rights. Jason Zhao, after 3.5 years building Story from scratch, I'm stepping out of my full-time role. I'll stay closely involved as a strategic advisor. Yeah, right. While incubating Poseidon, I rekindled my original passion from my BitMine days, applying AI to frontier industries like science and space. So he came in, had all these parties with people, worked on some computers with people watching, spoke at some conferences, had office parties, and now he got all his money. He's out. I thought this was interesting too. Aptos founder Mo Sheikh also resigned on December 19th. I didn't know that. But I thought this is funny. More than 2 years after the Aptos token and mainnet launch, while his exit was not as immediate as Al's, critics noted that it came soon after a major vesting milestone. Yep. Let's see. Let's check out this guy. There he is. There he is. There's Mo right there. Wow. He's gone as well. Very interesting. Very interesting. He has nice hair. So I guess we have that. We have the fact he has nice hair. There we go. Let's see. Super sticker. Well, thank you for that super sticker. Bitcoin, welcome back. Look at Jesus Coin. I'm not going to look at Jesus Coin right now, guys.
I sold Jesus Coin like a year and a half ago. I'll never look at it again.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, that's the show today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. What? Buy ice cream? Go buy a disposable razor? Why would I buy a disposable razor? It doesn't make any sense. All right, guys. That's it. That's all I got for today. Be blessed. BitBoy.